for tuning into the NBA here on 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's going to be the Golden State Warriors up against the Houston Rockets. And that's it for now. I'll see you again at halftime. Until then, Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke with the call.
Hello again, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And we're ready to bring you the NBA on 2K Sports. Our starting lineups will look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. First for the Warriors, Curry and Thompson, the Splash Brothers in the backcourt. And at the pivot, a terrific defender and all-around player, the Australian sensation, 7-footer Andrew Bogut. And there's Iguodala. And it's Lee in at the power forward position. And then for Houston, Beverly and Harden man the backcourt. And it's center, the most dominant physical presence in the NBA, the elite defensive big man, Dwight Howard. Then there's Chandler Parsons. And it's Ashik in at the four-man position.
You know, the Rockets turned a lot of heads last season, guys, as they got back into the playoffs after missing out the year before. A big part of that was how they played at home. They were very tough to beat in Houston.
And the Rockets, as you said, Clark, strong at home, and that can be seen in that record of 29-12. Just the kind of home record, Steve, you need to get into the playoffs.
And it was the way the Rockets played that was so impressive, Kevin. They attacked the rim, and then they kick out and bomb a ton of threes. And I think that's the kind of attack, the kind of style that can really bring a friendly crowd and bring them to their feet. And I thought the Houston fans got more and more animated as the season went on.
How about that, going up strong? I mean, he doesn't care how much height he's giving up. It's attitude with him.
Outside Curry. Right side Curry. 13 feet away. Here's Iguodala. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Well, Iguodala moved on from the 76ers to the Nuggets last year. Now signs a free agent contract with the Warriors. It looks to be a really good fit. I mean, all that shooting around him, just with the way he can run and defend, should allow Iguodala to be the playmaker that really is his natural game.
Good, and Curry gets the assist.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
And it's the Rockets with the ball. And here's Harden. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And Howard with the stuff.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Golden State's gone 1-2 from long range in the first quarter. Well, Steve, you mentioned how tough Iguodala is in transition. Great ball handler for his size. And Clark, I know you love his athleticism.
Yeah, he's really a point forward offensively, but he can finish big, and he's always putting pressure on the defense when he's in attack mode. A good ball handler and passer. His outside shooting is up and down, but I'd love to have him on my squad.
Now, here is Harden after the miss from Stephen Curry. Rocket 6. And that one's good. Beverly's got his second bucket.
Well, I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Mark Jackson. A lot of his strategy is focused on Dwight Howard, and rightly so. He said, we know Dwight can do it all, and it is going to take a five-man effort to slow him down. He can finish, block shots, rebound. The guy is almost 7 feet of pure muscle, and there is just no way to handle him one-on-one. If there is a way, the NBA hasn't discovered it yet.
Thank you, Doris.
Boy, it was an impressive turnaround for Mark Jackson and the Warriors last season. I mean, his promise of making the playoffs didn't come together in his first season at the Controls, but in year 2, they got it done. And I tell you what, most thought Mark would be a really outstanding coach, and he's well on his way to making that a reality.
Harden, he's covered by Thompson. Lead at the block. They retain possession. And that one's good. Beverly's got 7 points. Warriors trail by 5. And for Mark Jackson, there have been some questions. He had never spent time as a coach, even as an assistant. I guess the question was, Steve, would he be able to take over the reins as a head coach?
Well, the biggest thing you want to do as an NBA coach is have your players buy into what you're selling. And Mark Jackson's been able to do that. His players believe in him. He motivates them. They like playing for him. And that's most of the battle right there.
Here is Harden after the made shot from Andre Iguodala. Asik dishes to Parsons. Now the feed to Asik. The 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Well, the Warriors going to the playoffs last season for just the second time in 19 seasons, guys. Pretty incredible and remarkable, too. But it seems, as Mark Jackson said, that things be a-changing in the Bay Area, and for the better.
Some changes for Golden State. Jermaine O'Neal's checked in for Bogut. Draymond Green comes in for David Lee. And it's Harrison Barnes in for Klay Thompson. Lynn kicks to Parsons. Inside. And Jermaine O'Neal pulls it down. And for the Warriors, a scrappy, hard-fought win over the Denver Nuggets in 6 games. They also, Steve, gave the Spurs a lot of trouble in the second round.
They sure did. That series might have turned out a lot different if they hadn't collapsed in Game 1. But the Warriors showed tremendous resilience in bouncing back and really making that series so competitive.
After 17 years in the NBA, Jermaine O'Neal is still going. It's easy to forget he was once an all-star franchise big man for the Indiana Pacers. Jermaine could do it all. He could score it in the low post, could make the mid-range jumper, and also was a force defensively. But even though he's not at that level now, he can still help you as a quality rotation big man.
And for O'Neal, at one time, a 24-point-per-game score. Now his role is all about defense, blocking shots and clogging the lane.
Yeah, he's 6'11", 250 with a great knowledge of the NBA and how to defend and scouting reports of every player in the league. Very savvy veteran play.
O'Neal hits them both.
Well, you look at the turnaround last season for Golden State. A lot of it has to do with the steadying presence of Jarrett Jack and Carl Landry off the bench. Both players brought a toughness and a level of competitiveness that was maybe missing from the Warriors the year before.
The Rockets again can't hit.
Oh, that's a frustrating one there. Easy look at the hoop.
And it's Terrence Jones with the finish.
He could have tipped it home, but he wanted to give this crowd something to remember.
Dynamic work right there. Throw down that rebound.
Yes, sir.
No need to back it out if you're in position for the dunk.
Now here's Iguodala. He's got 5. And Jones pulls it down. And for the Warriors, such an impressive turnaround last season, but financial constraints, Clark, make it tricky for them, make it tricky for anybody. Keep teams together.
Well said, but I give the ownership credit for making the commitments necessary to put themselves in a good position going forward, Kevin. After such an impressive postseason showing, I think they want to continue that momentum.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
Daniels kicks to Harden. Harden left side. And it's sent back by O'Neal. They get it back. The Rockets shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second.
The main thing there was that he got them a 2-possession lead despite the 1 miss.
Blake passes to Iguodala. He dishes it to Green. Iguodala setting the pick for Green. Knocks it loose. Throws it from deep. No one. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Rockets lead by 4. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Houston.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And they're also showing some muscle here in the first half, finding a lot of points in the paint area.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Hey, Kevin, everybody knows that Dwight Howard this offseason decided to leave the Lakers and join the Houston Rockets. And while there's less guaranteed money, because the contract is for 4 years instead of 5, Howard actually makes over $1 million more per year with the Rockets. The reason? There's no income taxes in the state of Texas. So, guys, the move to Houston may make sense from both a basketball and a financial perspective.
Seems like a good fit. Thanks, Doris. And that one misses.
Well, it certainly had the makings of a great story. Harden versus his old team, the Rockets coming back with a big Game 5 win. If they could get Game 6, they'd be able to force that final 7th game and maybe pull off the upset. But it wasn't meant to be.
Here's Blake, and goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Can you hear the crowd kind of murmuring? I don't think they agreed with the officials on that one.
Steve, I tell you what, they're really letting them have it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. David Lee checked in for O'Neal. Klay Thompson comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Steph Curry subbed in for Steve Blake. Here's Beverly. He's got 7. Passes it to Howard. Working on Lee. The jump hook. And Howard with the nice bucket inside. Howard's got 6 points. Well, going back to the Rockets in the postseason, a lot of people had them picked to get steamrolled. But Steve, they put up a solid fight and really turned some heads with how they played.
Well, the easy answer was because of the Westbrook injury. That's how Houston was able to really take Oklahoma City deep into that series. But I think there's more to it than that. The Rockets have tremendous offensive firepower. I think they're gaining momentum as a franchise. And heading into this year, I think they're one of the scariest teams in the conference.
Now, here's Thompson. After the miss from Beverly. Puts it up. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Even that close to the hoop, when you see that kind of defense, I think you can...
High and down hard.
That's why you use it, brother. And the Rockets lead by 4.
You have got to be kidding me.
Clark, talk about taking things into your own hands.
Did you get an assist and a field goal for that? I mean, that was ridiculous.
You know, with all the hype that Linsanity got during Jeremy Lin's breakout season, it didn't really do him any favors on the court, guys. In fact, I think you could easily argue that he's been playing with a target on his back for opposing guards who would like to have a big game against the star like Lin. That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Warriors trail by 7. Green with a screen on Lin. Lee kicks to Curry. Another miss by Curry. And getting back to Jeremy Lin, I think with the attention he got in his breakout season, it also brings players wanting to measure themselves against you, saying, let's see how good this guy really is.
Yeah, that's part of it. And I think if you ask Jeremy, he'd rather be playing and having that challenge than have it the way it was before when nobody knew who he was or really respected his game.
And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Good work to tack some more points onto this lead.
Those are the kind of possessions they can build on and begin to pull away here.
And Andrew Bogut checked in for Draymond Green.
Man, Kevin, when the opposing team is bringing the ball up, they can't get careless when he's on the floor because he will pounce on a lazy pass or a lazy dribble, and he'll be heading the other way in a heartbeat.
Steve, it has to be said here that he operates the pick and roll to perfection. I mean, he delights in running unwitting defenders or blindside picking guys so that he can end up rolling into a basket.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. And Thompson kicks to Curry. Feeds it to Barnes. Just 5 to shoot. In low to Bogut. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Now you can tell what the crowd thinks about that call.
Yeah, they erupted as soon as the whistle blew. Houston might have made the playoffs in the West last season, guys, but it wasn't because they were beating up on their peers. They were 24-28 against the rest of the West. That's why they got the 8th seed.
And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, one of the best motivators in all the NBA is doubt, and the Warriors had plenty of that prior to last season. Coach Jackson made sure to use it to their advantage, however. He would post up where the media predicted them to finish, usually near the bottom of the West. It helped them play with an edge, as David Lee said. That's why we're going to go out there every single night and play with a chip on our shoulder and try to prove somebody wrong. I doubt they'll have that same resource this season, given how they finish, guys.
You're right about that. Thanks, Doris. Lee. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. Lynn with it, picked up by Thompson. There's the pick. Lynn dishes to Parsons. Back to Lynn. Houston moving it around. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. You remember the Rockets last year when they were playing a lot of teams in the West near the end of the regular season. That was when they slipped, Steve, out of the 6th seed range down to number 8.
Well, of course, the West was really strong last year, Kevin, so it makes sense that you're going to struggle a little bit against all those good teams. But, Houston ended up being the only team in the West to make the playoffs with a sub-500 record against the rest of the conference.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Here's Curry, following the score by Houston. He passes to Thompson. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 3 assists in the game.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
Here's Beverly. He's got 9. Lynn with it. He kicks to Beverly. Fires the 3. And another 3 for Houston.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Warriors trail by 10. 34 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Curry gets the screen from Lee. Curry passes to Barnes. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Rockets have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight.
2 shots.
And that one misses. And the Warriors making a change here. And he sinks the second. So it's the Warriors now. Here's Curry. And so that brings the first half to a close. Rockets on top, up by 11. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
This is 2K Sports, and I'm Damon Bruce, coming to you live on a Friday night. The Houston Rockets in front against Golden State, making mincemeat out of the opposition. They're taking them to school. Dwight Howard's simply been taking over against the Warriors. We're at halftime, and still, he hasn't missed a shot. It's been a pure shooting exhibition. For the Warriors, they haven't had the same luck. Their three-point shooting has been nowhere to be found. It's really hurt them offensively. That's why they're behind. Stephen Curry hasn't been able to get it going. An embarrassing stat for him as he comes to the break. No shots made from the floor. And that'll wrap things up for me here in the studio. Second half is just around the corner. Thanks so much for stopping by.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. What a game so far we're seeing from Beverly.
How about his scoring in the first half? I mean, he's looked like a different player out there today.
He really has, Steve. It's been a pleasant surprise for him, that's for sure. I mean, he really hit on something that worked in those first two quarters. You know, it's very rare that you're going to be able to make the playoffs in the West without coming out with a winning record against the rest of the conference. And the Warriors knew that would be important in their quest for the playoffs, and they handled business against the West.
Houstn can't hit. Warriors trail by 11. Curry with it. Now guarded by Beverly. Curry kicks to Lee. Lee off a pick from Thompson. Lee dishes to Thompson. 4 on the clock. Can't get it to go. Good D by Harden. Houston leading by 11. Harden gets a screen from Ushik. It's Harden with the drive. An easy layup after coming off the pitch. Harden's got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Rockets. Going for the Warriors, who fought so hard to get back into the playoffs. Last year, their 28-24 record against the rest of the West really helped their cause, Steve.
Well, the toughest part of the Warriors' last campaign was a rough stretch of games in February where they dropped off a bit in the race. And, you know, a lot of those games were against Western teams. And if you kind of remove that month, their in-conference record is even more impressive.
Here's Beverly, following the basket by Stephen Curry. Harden the pass to Beverly. Howard. It's hauled in by Bogut. Bogut's got 4 rebounds now tonight. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. And it's Omer Ushik with the foul. That's his first foul. And the Warriors making a change here. O'Neal's checked in. Now a timeout called by Golden State.
You know, when you get an influx of talent through the draft like the Rockets did prior to last season, the initial reaction is excitement, but then you think about, man, how are we going to get these guys ready to play NBA basketball? And the Rockets did a nice job by taking it easy and bringing them along slowly.
And so it's Golden State with it. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. And the basket by Curry. And for the Rockets, you look at how that strategy worked out for them, and it was exactly what they needed. Got off to a quick start last year, and Steve, toward the end, their rookies were fresh and able to contribute when it mattered most.
Kevin, it's hard for fans to see a player get drafted and not immediately see the floor, but a lot of times that's the best route. You give a player time to adjust, you make him earn it, and by the end of the season, he can be a very effective player. I think plenty of the Rockets players proved that last season.
Now Curry. James Harden missing on the three. Thompson inside, defended by Beverly. Thompson with the bucket.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Howard with this screen on Curry. Here's Beverly. He's got 12. Howard, guarded by O'Neal. Howard kicks to Beverly. Launches a three. It's rebounded by Golden State. O'Neal's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
1 for 5 on offense. A slow start here in the second half.
Now here's Curry. He's got 5. It's Thompson off the drive. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Well, it's interesting, guys. Klay Thompson, as we all know, is a deadly outside shooter. But I think early in his NBA career, he struggled a bit with his touch around the rim. So it's nice to see as last season wore on, he started to find that touch around the glass and finish against bigger guys, which is much needed at the 2-guard position.
That free throw good from Thompson. Well, and Clark, going back to Klay Thompson, he wants to be a complete player. His dad certainly was, and Steve, he's just not a shooting specialist.
No, he's got the size and ball handling ability to really attack off the dribble, and he's also become an excellent defender, too. Greg Popovich talked about it during their playoff series a year ago. Thompson really did a nice job at that end of the floor.
He's perfect from the line this time.
Klay Thompson making NBA money. I'll tell you what, he learned from his father, Michael Thompson, who played a long time in the NBA. And his dad taught him, hey, you better live on a monthly stipend. You got to save your money, son. So good advice from Pops.
Stephen Curry's checked in for Golden State. Here's Beverly. 12 points for him. And to go back, there's the cliche of the athlete who doesn't save for retirement. It's got to be a good thing for Klay Thompson to have that restraint, I would think.
And what I like, Kevin, the focus for him is on basketball and getting better. No entourage, no shopping sprees. Everything is pretty low-key and close to the vest. He's a gym rat, wants to be a great player, not interested in glamour and celebrity. He wants the ball.
I like the fact he lives on a tight budget, and as Steve was talking about, he's got some pretty good genes, pretty good bloodlines.
DNA isn't bad at all with Michael being the dad.
And here's Bogut after the three-pointer from Daniels. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 12. Curry can't get it to go.
And are they ever working inside? Good job on the glass.
Excellent job on the glass, Steve. I agree. They're battling in there. They're fighting, they're scrapping, they're clawing, and they're getting the job done.
Well, this Warriors ownership group has really energized the franchise. They've been very proactive. They purchased the D-League team from Dakota with plans to move them to Santa Cruz, about an hour south of Oakland. And in order to accommodate the team's home games, they built a new 3,000-seat arena in a matter of months.
Here is Harden after the made shot from Andre Iguodala. And James Harden hits from deep. Harden's got his second bucket of the night.
What are they thinking, leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Timeout called the Warriors. And the Santa Cruz Warriors, as they've been renamed, have been a hit. Clark leading the D-League in revenue, making the D-League finals last season.
And with all of the D-League games now broadcast on YouTube, the exposure for players in the D-League is better than ever. And for the Warriors to have their D-League affiliate so close by gives them a much better opportunity to develop their young talent.
And the Warriors making a change here. Green's checked in. Here are the Warriors now, trailing here by 8. Blake with it, now guarded by Beverly. Blake dishes to Curry. 6 on the shot clock. Thompson outside, but they get it back. Blake passes to O'Neal, working on Jones. The second chance effort. With the clock winding down, O'Neal misses. Rockets leading by 8. Howard with a screen on Thompson. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That'll be his second foul of the game. David Lee checked in for Jermaine O'Neal. Kicks it to Parsons. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. And the Rockets lead by 10. The Warriors have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Outside Curry. Dishes it to Thompson. Three-pointer. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got his 4th assist in this one. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Daniels kicks to Beverly. And the pass to Daniels. And another 3 for Houston.
Incredible. Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3 ball with one of their own.
Let's keep this thing going, guys. I love seeing a three-point battle like this.
Curry gets the screen from Green. And Curry, here we go. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
And you can hear the reaction of the fans to that call.
Well, it's obvious they did not like it, Steve.
Now, here is Harden. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Rockets lead by 8. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And the final period of play just about to start. Rockets leading by 8. Here's Beverly. Pass to Harden. Parsons sets a screen for Harden. It's stolen by Bogut. And Curry with the clear path to the hoop. And laid in to finish the break. Curry's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Warriors.
Well, you got to be so careful with him defensively because he has the ability to get hot at a moment's notice. And if that happens at the wrong time, you're in some big trouble.
And Steve, you know, his ability to come in and rattle off 10, 20 points in no time flat, that's a gift and a real asset for any team. Some guys need a while to get going, not him.
Here is Howard, following the basket by Stephen Curry. Shot is off. And Ashik kicks to Parsons. Harden gets a screen from Ashik. Harden dishes to Beverly. Tries again, and it's blocked by Curry. And now here comes Iguodala leading the break. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And check out the bounce.
Oh, bounce to the ounce. Clark, how about that?
Yeah.
All right, showing him off right there. Good move.
What does that even mean, Kevin? Bounce to the ounce?
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Kevin McHale coaching his team during that break. He said, no time to waste, fellas. We've got to pick it up right now if we're going to make a comeback and try to win this thing. Let's go all out. Back to you.
Parsons passes to Harden. Offensive rebound. Sheik misses from close range.
Hey, the defense was right there, just waiting, doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team needs tough interior defense to be successful.
Harden with it, picked up by Thompson. It's Harden with the drive. The dish to Howard. He feeds it to Beverly. And Ashik kicks to Beverly. Pass to Harden. Howard with a screen on Thompson. Harden outside. The feed to Beverly. Houston moving it around. In low to Howard. 5 on the clock. Out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
Just got a little careless on that pass. They should be able to connect on those.
The Warriors making a switch here. O'Neal's checked in. Warriors trail by 4. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
They're knocking down the open shots and really getting a nice flow to their game. And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Beverly dishes to Harden. Passes it to Howard. O'Neal's there. And Beverly kicks to Howard. They double team Howard. Shot clock at 6. Here's Harden. And the shot is good. And the Rockets lead by 4.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
Thompson against Harden. It's Curry with the drive. O'Neal.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy 2.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
You know, one of the big stories has been the 3-ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
And I also like the penetration. I mean, they're getting into the paint. They're getting a lot of easy hoops from those strong drives.
And the first one drops. O'Neal hits them both.
100% free throw shooting this half, guys.
Efficiency is so crucial when you're trying to overcome a deficit, Steve.
Beverly, the pass to Parsons. He dishes it to Harden. Howard setting the pick for Harden. Feeds it to Beverly. And the 3 off target.
Well, eventually he'll start knocking those down again. He did make 2 in the first half.
Curry against Harden to tie it up. And that one swishes right in. And 11 points for Steph Curry.
Clearly he's shaken off that cold shooting performance of the first half.
Harden kicks to Beverly. Back to Harden. He passes to Beverly. Harden outside. Dishes to Parsons. Harden. Thompson with the rebound. Here's the Warriors with the ball. A big stretch here going 10-2. Curry with it. Now guarded by Ashik. Parsons against Curry. Back to Thompson. To take the lead. No good. Houston's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. It's Harden with the drive. Out of bounds, Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession. Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for the Rockets. Now a timeout called by Houston. .124 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Harden outside. Shot clock at 5. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Harden's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Now, you hate to see a guy suffer through a game like this, but his team is winning.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're behind by 2. 1:12 left here in the fourth quarter. Harden against Thompson. To the paint. Wants to get it to Iguodala and does. He kicks to Curry. Back to Iguodala. 6 to shoot. Golden State needs to get off a shot. The fadeaway. The offensive rebound. It's good. A huge shot to tie it up.
Oh, that is a massive shot.
You know it is. He's stepping right into the spotlight.
It's Harden with the drive. Connects.
Oh, Nelly. Listen to that.
That shot eliciting a roar from this gigantic crowd.
That was huge, guys. Absolutely huge.
Now here's Curry to take the lead. Dwight Howard pulls it in. 2 points here might be all the cushion they need.
Now, you'd think so. I mean, this game is theirs for the taking.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Lin kicks to Harden. Houston gets it back. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Difficult to explain that turnover. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did, but he really lost his place on the court.
Timeout called the Warriors. They trail by 2. 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Seconds left to play here in the fourth. It's Curry with the drive. It's good. This game is all even.
That is a terrific effort on the shot. He's giving up a lot of size, but still finds a way to score.
I don't think that affected him in the least, though, Steve. I mean, he made it look like he was the bigger guy.
Five seconds left in the fourth. The 3 from Harden. Oh, and a chance to win the game, but the last second shot is offline. Time expires, and we're going to overtime. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And what great competition we're seeing so far. After 4 quarters, a stalemate. And we'll see now how these two teams and these few minutes of basketball pan out. Now, here is Harden. Parsons outside. Kicks to Lynn. Shot clock at 6. The pass to Ashik. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Ashik's got the first points here in the overtime period for Houston. Curry dishes to Thompson. Back to Curry. And he banks in the layup.
Boy, beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
And for Houston, they're shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Back to Howard. Fires from the wing. The shot is off, and Golden State will go the other way with it. Iguodala outside. As resolved, 4 quarters now off. We're just over a minute into overtime. And he misses the go-ahead basket. Harden kicks to Lynn. Back to Harden. He lobs it up. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Curry attacking. They double-team Curry. Thompson for the triple. Good. And the Warriors lead by 3.
Whoa, that's a big shot right there.
And that one really took the air out of this crowd.
Kevin, the silence is deafening.
Curry with the steal. Thompson outside. Makes the lead pass. And Andre Iguodala with the slam.
Boy, their defense making an impact here late, Kevin.
And straight off the steal, Clark, a perfectly run fast break ends in the slam dunk.
That could be a huge 4-point swing in this game.
Around 2 minutes into overtime now. It's been a good one. Lynn kicks to Parsons. Pass to Ashik. 6 on the shot clock. Lynn. Shot to stop the run. And that's collected by Bogut.
You know, typically, guys, he has the body control to finish when he's in that tight. I'm not sure what happened there.
Curry against Harden. They double-team Curry. Thompson. Iguodala outside. He feeds it to Curry. That's blocked.
Not much time to work with. They need a basket here.
Yep, they've got to get a steal or foul to stop the clock.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Sinks it. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
It makes it so easy for your teammate when you can lead him with a pass like that one.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
And that's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yep, you got to extend the game here. Try to keep that clock from moving.
Golden State's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. It's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
Nice work there. Steps up, knocks them down, and makes it a 2-possession game.
Here's Beverly. Lee gets the rebound.
And the fadeaway was about his only option there. Really good defensive position.
And the first of two, no good. Heartbreaker. And he ends up making the second, and that increases their lead to 6. 3 minutes gone now here in overtime. From deep, Harden knocks down the three. Timeout called the Warriors. They're leading by 3. 3 seconds left in overtime. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible. Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
No mistakes there. I think you can close the book on this one, guys.
So we see the Warriors get the win here. An impressive victory in overtime after an exciting end in regulation.
You know what? In a long game, fatigue can sometimes affect every aspect of play. They didn't look tired at all to me.
Well, that'll do it. For Dorisburg, Steve Curry, Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Klay Thompson.